It's never too late to restart your high school experience. And a better way to describe restart is to adjust your high school experience. What's up, y'all? My name is Arnold and I recently graduated Yale, and therefore I went to high school, so I think I have a little bit of advice that I can provide on this topic. This is an idea that I got from my little sister who's currently a first year in high school, and as any good big brother would do, I'm gonna attempt to give some advice on this topic. Oh boy, let's do this. Okay. There's so many things that happen in high school. A lot of people say things like, oh, I don't have a social life in high school, I'm getting bad grades, it's really overwhelming. And there are even people who want to go to a good college, but they sort of immediately discount themselves and they're like, I'm not good enough. And I'm telling you this right now as an older brother figure, this is absolute bullshit. The first thing you want to consider is having a mindset shift. This might sound a little bit cliche, but your mind is super powerful and it all starts with this one thing. If you're always telling your mind that nobody likes you, that you're always going to get bad grades, that there's no point in preparing for college, then you're basically setting yourself up for failure. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy because you are basically constantly reminding yourself that you're not good enough. To give a little anecdote, I lived in Indonesia for a few years when I was a kid, and at around 7th or 8th grade, I abruptly moved back to the United States. I basically had to start fresh because I forgot a lot of English, I didn't have any friends, I was not in tune with the culture. I also come from a lower income school district, so we didn't really have that many resources either academically or on an extracurricular level. Like seriously, I didn't know what Model United Nations was, mock trial, HOSA. I didn't know what any of those things were until college, really. So I didn't really have any friends, any grades or activities, but something my mom told me in Indonesia is to work hard, to smile to other people, to provide for other people. And through those daily habits of just like being nice to people, being present, even though I was a little bit shy, I was sort of able to imbue positivity consistently throughout the days and weeks. At first, it was truly as simple as just aimlessly following the advice of smiling more, keeping a positive mindset, and working hard. Of course, at the end of the day, we all have varying circumstances, but the number one rule is to change your mindset and start believing in yourself more. Stop having such a fixed mindset and try adjusting into a growth mindset. All right, so once you start working towards this mindset shift, the next important thing is to actually take action. If you're just thinking about things all day but not actually taking action, there isn't really a point, but once again, you want to take your time with all of this. Your actions should be very, very small at first. Just focus on one small thing every day, one small improvement every single day. People tend to set unrealistic standards to completely shift their life, and especially in high school, it's not good to set these unrealistic standards because there's so many aspects, right? There's your social life, maybe you have a part-time job, there's school, your parents, social expectations, familial expectations, the list goes on and on. Oh yeah, plus the fact that you have grades, test scores, preparing for college, waking up at 6 a.m. every morning and being late to a bus that never arrives in the time. That's another tidbit, like be proud of yourself for even showing up in the first place. Like I don't even wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. anymore. If I wake up at 8, that's considered a really, really good early start to my day. And also just be grateful for the fact that you're able to get this education in the first place, because at least getting some education is better than no education, unless you are Good Will Hunting. I'm rambling a little bit, but this mindset shift is accompanied by small actions. For example, what I did is that I set identity-based goals for myself. This meant that although I wasn't a straight A student in 8th grade, I still set up my goals as if I were a straight A student. So in practical terms, this means that instead of using 5 to 10 minutes to scroll on TikTok, you use that same amount of time to, let's say, create or review flashcards on Quizlet. It really is just these minor tweaks in your day. And the more you show up for yourself and do this, the easier it becomes, because now it's going to turn into a habit. And we all know that habits are the best way to succeed consistently. Over time, I would also reinforce these habits with motivation. For example, I would remember who I'm doing this for. You know, I'm doing this for God, I'm doing this for my family, for my dad who works 24/7 essentially, my mom, and also myself. You also got to learn about delayed gratification, the fact that what would you do now that future you would be grateful for? So if you put in the work now, generally speaking, of course, future you will have a much easier time. Here's a bonus tip for taking action. A lot of times, especially when you're overwhelmed, try working smarter than just working harder. Because I get it, sometimes in high school you just need to survive, and I did that many, many times. For example, if you know that for a class your teacher is going to drop the lowest grade of 5 homework assignments and you already did the first 4 and you did pretty well on them, just consider not doing the 5th assignment at all and using that time on other things, whether it's other academic classes, extracurriculars, or even arguably the most important factor, your own mental and physical health. All right, so far we've had a mindset shift, and now we're going to take action, and the next important thing is to be consistent with all of this. You're going to fail. It's going to be very, very tough. You know, it's happened to me many, many times, but you got to get back up. You have to be consistent through it all. For example, in high school, Monday through Friday was pretty much filled with classes from 6 a.m. to around 3 p.m., or if there were extracurriculars, that would be until 5 p.m., and then I would have to do homework in the evenings. And on the weekends, I worked all day at a restaurant. It was definitely very difficult, but you have to remember to be consistent through it all. And by being consistent, like I said earlier, just focus on the small things. For example, consistency can literally be, okay, no matter how I perform in school, I'm just gonna make an effort that Monday through Friday, I'm always going to attend class. And then over time, you can establish habits like, okay, every time I come back from school, I'm gonna work on my math homework for at least half an hour every day. So set realistic, practical goals for yourself that you can implement gradually over time. Now, the great thing about all of this is that this leads to the next thing, where you end up creating a feedback loop for yourself. Because now what happens is that you change your mindset, and this mindset leads to daily actions, and daily actions lead to repeated daily actions, which becomes a habit, and then you start seeing results, and that reinforces your mindset again, because now that mindset that you had is starting to become a reality. Even in college, this is something I do. You are basically establishing lifelong habits that are great for high school, but also for college and even after. And a bonus tip that I can spend a whole entire video on that I feel like I'm not giving justice to is to honestly take your breaks and enjoy high school. Do things that just make you unconditionally happy, whether it's playing video games, being involved in your community, having dinner with friends, watching TV, literally anything. There's this quote from Ted Lasso that really resonated with me, and Ted said something along the lines of, gosh, I'm gonna butcher this. He said something how like he was really obsessed with video games as a kid, but he realized that instead of completely eliminating video games altogether, it would have been better if he readjusted his relationship to video games. Because at the end of the day, even if society says that video games are bad for you, to Ted, video games mean the world to him, and it's something that is very, very fun to him. So why would you deliberately sort of take something out, even if there aren't any career benefits to playing video games, unless you want to do esports, but you get the point. Now, the last tip that I want to talk about is whether or not you achieve your goals and having no regret in making this adjustment to your high school lifestyle. Because the thesis of this video is essentially that, you know, you deserve to enjoy high school. You also deserve to see the efforts of your hard work. And even if you don't end up getting into your dream college, establishing these foundational habits will change your life more than any college can. There are also two mindsets that I tend to think about. One is that there is a meaning out of everything, and two is that you can make a meaning out of anything. Due to my own personal beliefs, I tend to think more that everything happens for a reason, but regardless, there is a meaning for everything, whether it is good or bad. Because let's say you do all of this and you don't get into your dream college, well, it's fine, because now that you have the skills and tools and the habits that you can equip yourself with wherever you end up going in life, whether it's another college or you want to join the Marine Corps. Also, there were so many other things that I could have elaborated on or been more clear or specific on. This was just sort of like a general quick video addressing this while I have this free block of time, but thank you so much, and thank you so much to my little sister for this amazing idea. If y'all have anything else, any worries, any anxieties, please comment down below. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Thank you.